How much money does YouTube pay per 1,000 views in 2020? That is the big question, and that is the question that I'm going to try answer for you guys today. What is up, guys? My name's Stephen Harvey, and welcome back to the Plan to Profit YouTube channel, where I'm going to be showing you guys today how much money you can actually be paid per 1,000 views from YouTube, as well as 3 different things that you could be doing or not doing that can actually affect your CPM and how much money you'll be getting per 1,000 views. Now, I will be touching on those very shortly in this video, but before we get started, if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button down below. It's greatly appreciated, and that way you can keep up to date with my content. And of course, for the YouTube algorithm, a little magic trick for you. If you hit that little thumbs up button down below, it actually turns blue. Now, we're going to start off with the average amount of money that's paid out by YouTube per 1,000 views, and that's anywhere between $1 to $3. So we're going to average out at about $2. So that means if you want to be making about $10,000 on a video, then that video needs to be generating about 5 million views. Now, of course, we can increase that dollar amount, or what we call CPM. If you don't know what that is, it is stands for cost per mil or cost per milli, which way you want to say it. But mil or milli is Latin for 1,000. So yeah, cost per 1,000 views, and we'll touch on those in just a minute. However, before you can even start displaying ads on your videos or YouTube channel, you need to qualify for the Google AdSense program. And in order to do so, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So once you get that, and you can even get YouTube to notify you when you reach that amount, then you can start displaying ads on those videos. Now let's get to those 3 things that you can be doing or watching out for in order to get more money from your videos. And the first one that you will need to look out for is making sure that no ads are blocked on your videos, okay? Now this is split into 2 parts. The first one here is making sure you have clean content, okay? If you have bad content, any like abuse or pretty much swearing and stuff like that, then what happens is YouTube, they don't really like that. So they won't either won't display ads on those videos, or 2, they'll actually pretty much auction off or sell off those ad rights to people that will actually just pay less in order to get their ads on there. So you're going to actually make less on that video, or even not get anything at all. Now the next one is relatively new and quite big in the YouTube community right now being talked about, and that is creating kids content, okay? You need to watch out for that. So if you are creating kids content, then you can expect to have a lower CPM, purely because, one, in the United States, it's actually illegal to display ads to these kids. So a lot of those kids, if it's your audience, they're not actually getting ads put in front of them. And the second one, kids are harder to convert, okay? So nobody really wants to pay top dollar to put an ad in front of a child who is probably not very likely to click through and either sign up or buy the product. And now YouTube has a new system of uploading videos where you now have to specify whether that video is made for kids or not made for kids, okay? And that's a legal requirement where you can actually be fined up to thousands and thousands of dollars if you decide to say it's not for kids, but really it is for kids. The next way we can be increasing our CPM is by making our videos longer, okay? Now, if you're making a video that is less than 10 minutes, then it will, or more than 30 seconds, it'll actually display 1 ad on it, okay? And that's that ad you usually see at the very beginning. Now, if you make a video that's over 10 minutes, all of a sudden you can actually display more ads on that video. So you could have 2, 3, 4 ads on that video, all spaced out, and each ad that you put on there is going to bring you more money. Now, in saying this, I'm not telling you guys to go overboard with your ads, okay? Nobody wants to watch a YouTube video that has an ad every minute. That would just be ridiculous. So be really careful, because we don't want to, make our subscriber base angry or make them pretty much, or deter them away from our channel. We want to still keep that community, keep that good vibe going with the channel, but also be able to put up our CPM. And now moving on to the third and final way that we can increase our CPM, and that is actually by focusing on what really matters, what content matters, okay? So firstly, when you start a channel, you usually be put into a category, okay? So you could be in the makeup industry, which is in fact the largest category on YouTube. You can be in gaming, you could talk about cars, or you could talk about business and finance, which is sort of like what I do with this channel. Now, each of these categories will pay different kinds of money. So if you're paying in the makeup category, they actually have a high paying CPM because it's a big market. A lot of advertisers out there want to put their products in front of people, and the audience that they have are generally in that age bracket where they can afford to buy makeup, they can afford different things. And so although the makeup niche is quite saturated, you'll see a lot of different channels and videos out there that do makeup tutorials. You can actually make quite a bit of money out of it. Same goes with gaming. Gaming is another quite saturated one, and the industry itself, in terms of esports, is probably going to reach, I think I've read somewhere, about $4.5 billion within the next few years. But it is coming, it is going to take over, it's a big industry, and so if you are making gaming videos, then that can actually get you quite a bit of money, especially with some gaming videos. They're quite easy to make over 10 minutes long, so you can start putting different ads in between. The only thing with that though is you need to start off with kind of, I would recommend tutorials and things like that. Get the audience in here to watch for value, and then they can start getting a liken to your personality, and then they'll start watching all sorts of stuff of just you playing or just you streaming. But moving on to the business and personal finance category, that's actually one of the highest paying CPMs as well, where they could be paying on average between $15 and $30 per 1,000 views. A perfect example of this is Sniffing. Okay, so he was a real estate agent that turned YouTuber as well. He still does his real estate stuff, but he started just a few years ago, and all of a sudden now his channel generated about $1.4 million just in the year of 2019. He then decided to start a second channel, which was more about podcasts and things like that, and I think he started that in May or June, and that one actually turned over, I think, roughly $70,000 just in 1 year as well. And so when I did the math of that, I think he generated about 80 million views in that year. So if we divided that by the amount of money that he made, it worked out to be roughly $17 per 1,000 views. Now, if you do find yourself in the category that isn't quite paying a high CPM, not to worry, you can still make money out of different methods as well. One method is affiliate marketing. So a perfect example is down in the link below. There's a little link to Sharesies, which is an investing platform that I promote. And so every time someone signs up to that within this promo at the moment in January, they get $10 and I also get $5. So a really cool enticement for people to get through onto the platform, but also for me for getting $5. People also do this with Bluehost, Shopify, all sorts of different affiliate links, even Amazon. And then that way, every time they bring someone to the platform to either sign up or buy a product, they actually get a certain percentage of commission put into their account that they get paid. The second way you can make a little bit of extra money on your channel or your videos is by getting sponsored by a company. Okay, so you usually a sponsorship is around about 30 to 60 second ad that you actually say yourself within your video, and the company that sponsors you will pay you for that shout out. So a perfect example is Honey. You might have seen that on other people's videos. So Honey, they pay top dollar to a lot of the big YouTubers just to say a little 30 to 60 second thing about the platform, using Honey, everything like that. And I'm not even getting paid to say that right now, so I'm not going to go any more about Honey, but it's a perfect example of how you can actually be sponsored on your videos. Now, the third way you can make a little extra money, and I'm going to lump this one together, and that is by selling a product or creating a course. So these two here, if you're selling a product, I'll give it a perfect example. If you're a photographer or videographer and you like to use like Lightroom or Adobe Premiere, anything like that, you can make little presets. And so those presets that you make can be put onto photos and make them look a little bit nicer. And you can sell those presets to people. So we have examples like Lost LeBlanc or Do You Travel. Perfect examples of those. They sell their presets. They even have an Instagram dedicated to selling their presets. And they make a lot of money from those. And with courses, if you're offering educational content and have an educational channel, you can actually offer a course, or even in a photography way, you can actually offer a course with photography and the way you do your presetting, your editing, your photography settings, anything like that, you can teach them on this course. So you can use platforms like Udemy, Teachable, or even Patreon, where people pay a little amount for a membership to make extra money. And that's another thing, membership sites. You can create a membership site where they can actually see what you're doing, any new stuff that you're producing, exclusive content only offered to those who pay for it. However, that is all for today's video. I do hope you guys took something away from it, especially those that are running channels that you're looking to increase your CPM. I do hope you use any of those ways to apply to your videos. But of course, like I said at the start of this video, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and go make that little button down below turn blue. It's really cool, really amazing. YouTube will love it. However, that's all from me. We'll see you guys in the next one.